Hey everyone! If you've been following our channel for a little while, you might recognize where we are. We headed down to visit our friends Jess and Maya at Roots and Refuge Farm. We came down because they had a big event, the big spring Shindig. We unfortunately didn't get to spend a ton of time there, but what we did see of it was tons of fun.
Really hard.
For those of you who aren't familiar with Roots and Refuge, please check out their channel. Hit that subscribe button and give them some love. They're good friends of ours, and we are going to go on a little tour of their farm today. There's the man!
Well, we do family, farm, and faith. Our goal this year is trying to grow 85% of our own food. I don't know if we'll reach that, but that's what we're setting our goal to, and so we're making steps in that direction. We do a very large garden. The kind of garden that we do is what I would call very extra. We do a lot of extra details that isn't necessarily functional, but we make it as beautiful and as pretty as we can, I guess Jessica would say. Just because, I mean, I don't know, when we develop things, we approach it in the mindset that yes, we want it to be functional, but it doesn't mean it can't be pretty at the same time. And so if you haven't checked out the window greenhouse build, go check it out. I did a time lapse of the start to finish time lapse, and I was pretty proud of it, and the response I've gotten is really just it's just been really nice.
This thing is absolutely stunning.
So a couple of cool features about the greenhouse. The things that I like the most were kind of the extra details, so they're not necessarily required for functionality, but I liked how they turned out, and I think that they'll help. One of them was the shelf system. So I did 2 shelves, and I noticed I didn't put any lip on the front because these are like planting, separating seedlings, whatever you want to do. And when you just makes a mess, which I think most gardeners do that while they're doing seedlings and starting plants and all that. And so we kind of differ in that, where I like a clean workspace and she doesn't care. And so this is partially for me, but partially for functionality for her. Essentially, once she's all done potting and she's got all the soil up here, we'll have a tub underneath, and you just hit the releases and it'll drop all the soil down. And then you also get to reuse the soil rather than it just washing away inside the gravel.
Nice.
Probably the next coolest thing besides the shelf is we've got these automatic vent openers. And we've adjusted them so once it hits about 75-80 degrees, they start to automatically kick the vents open, which essentially lets all the heat out. And so if you forget, it's awesome, because sometimes we've forgotten to open our greenhouse or to vent it and lost stuff before. And so this kind of eliminates that. If it gets too hot, it's going to kick the vents open, and it basically regulates itself. And so far, it's been very successful. Anytime it gets too hot, it vents out, and it keeps it on the high end 80s. On the low end, it holds heat pretty good. I think we've gotten down to like 50 maybe, and that was when it was like freezing outside. So far so good.
All right, let's look at the garden. I see stuff growing already.
Yeah, we've got peas in and some peppers and some tomatoes. I think we'll probably be heavily planting in the next couple of weeks. We haven't really hit our last frost date yet, so.
I love that, because at home they got like 20 inches of snow yesterday. We definitely don't have anything in the ground at home in Minnesota. So in the summer, this looks really awesome, doesn't it?
Yeah, in the summer, this is going to be all covered. Like peas will essentially cover this, or some kind of beans. All the arch trellises will have some kind of melon or bean on them. The next 2 walls of cattle panels, which is what we use to trellis our tomatoes, will be just a wall of tomatoes. Once it's all grown in, you'll have a hard time seeing the sitting pavilion. It'll almost be like a secret place you have to get to.
That's going to be awesome.
Gonna be really cool.
It's going to be very, very, very awesome. There you go. Ethan teases me because I struggle with this thing so much.
I wouldn't know how to work it either.
So how many pounds of food do you think you grew in this garden last year?
This one last year, man, that's really hard. I'm also not that good at guessing numbers, but I mean, we had a couple of tomato plants that grew a couple of 2-pound tomatoes. That's one tomato, and it grew multiple.
That's my kind of tomato. I love it.
I think it'd probably be between 2,000 and 3,000 pounds, maybe more.
Wow.
Honestly, it might be more. You gotta think, we planted over 120 tomato plants. You know, we had all kinds of melons and beans and peas and flowers and mint and herbs and basil. When you added it all up, like it probably could be that big.
That's crazy.
Of course, I may just be overestimating here. Like I said, I'm not real good at guessing numbers. I'm just kind of like a think out loud, where Jessica's like a slow and consider. Like, she'd actually go do the math and do the research and figure out pretty close.
Figure it out.
I'm just like, yeah, whatever, 3,000 sounds right.
And she does most of the garden planning.
Oh, she does all the garden planning. You just
do the honey-do lists?
Yeah, she just says, plant this here, and I'm like, okay. Which honestly, we've had so much help before. This would be the first time that I really have to do a lot of planting. Yeah. You know, a lot of time, like last year, my mom helped a lot, and Daniel was around, so he helped a lot. So I'll be learning how to plant this year.
Cool.
Ethan's making his cameo.
Mom, you should get closer so we can see you.
I just said, Ethan's making his cameo. Alright. Continue on.
Mom. Can I go in the chicken coop?
I don't know if we're gonna go into the chicken coop right now, honey. We're gonna go see the goats.
Earrings.
Next here.
So Miriam right here with the big white ears. She's our second goat. And she's gonna get out of the shot because that's what goats do.
These are the ears.
She's our second goat, and she's one of my favorites for sure. She's definitely due next. If she'll show us the other side of her body, you can see how much she's backed up already. And I'm not an expert like Jessica, but I can tell that when feeling her ligaments, she ain't got that much left. So as you can see, right, if you look closely right there, that is a pretty big bag, and she's pretty swollen. So I'm guessing 5 days to a week at max. It might be less than that. It could be a couple of days. I'm gonna have Jessica check her as soon as she gets home on Sunday, so we could have even more goat kids coming. He's recovering. He's actually completely normal now. He's back there. He's life around the garden and outside around the house, so he'll be alright.
Last night they were doing this when they were eating.
What do you think of the goats?
There's this. That's why it has a beard.
That one does have a beard.
And
Are they
that
silly?
one? That one has a bigger beard. Oh, did you just see that?
Mm-hmm.
Dad, you know why that was my favorite one? Because it has that I see you fighting. What? What are they doing?
Fighting.
Fighting. Playing. Both.
Fighting both. Hey.
So mostly we have Nubians, or we have some kind of mix of Nubian. Like, you know, the really long-eared ones are all Nubians, full blood. And then the La Manchas are these two, and they're the no-ear alien goats.
They do look like aliens.
And
It's funny.
one of the main reasons is because they were Jessica's cousins, and she got out of goats, and so we kept them. But then after getting the hold of their milk, honestly, as a family, we really liked the La Mancha milk a lot better. And so we would mix the La Mancha and the Nubian milk together, and it was just a really good mixture. Honestly, our kids never even noticed that we switched to goat's milk when we stopped buying cow's milk. And so that's pretty cool. And they're pretty good producers, and they're good moms. Now, we have a couple of mixes, like Maggie's our first goat, and she's a half Nubian, half La Mancha, and then her kids are some mix of Nubian La Manchas also. And then the kids that we're all getting this year are actually half Nubian, half Saanen. Christopher Walken, the big white male, he's actually a Saanen breed, which is a really high producer, low fat milking goat, and they're actually bigger than Nubians. So they're one of the breeds that's larger than a Nubian breed. And we got him from a friend that actually lives pretty close.
Piggy, piggy, piggy. What's that? I can't remember this one's name.
Journey.
Journey pig. That's what you call it.
Journey
Right. Hi.
Name it.
They have Mangalitsa pigs. Ethan and I looked at getting some of these like, I don't know, a year or so ago. We're not ready for pigs. I don't know if we ever will be ready for pigs, but we kind of wanted pigs. And Mangalitsas are really cool. Not only do they have curly fur, but they have amazing meat. And if you don't know what it looks like, Google it, trust me. Josie,
What?
which way are the chickens?
This way.
Should we go look?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, Mom.
We go see the chickens?
Sure.
You think they're getting hungry?
Yeah, they're getting hungry.
Do chickens act hungry all the time anyway, though?
Ah! That one went faster, that one doesn't.
The farm is here because this was your wife's dream.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of grew up on land, and Jessica never really did. And a lot of late night talks and a lot of first dates were driving around looking at properties and land that we couldn't afford. And I mean, we weren't even married yet, and we were making plans for a farm. And honestly, it was a few years before that ever became a reality. But yeah, the extent at which we farm now is definitely because Jessica asked for it and God gave it to her. Poor August.
You're getting tired.
Oh, you're just a little koala baby.
Yeah.
Little kangaroo baby.
Yes. He's like, it's past my dinner time.
Yeah. Well, thanks for hanging out with us this week. It's been fun.
Yeah, it has been fun. Thanks for having us. Thanks for showing me around.
Yeah. Well,
They want to see the farm.
so if you're not already subscribed, come check us out. And if you like what we got, well, hit that subscribe button, I guess.
Yeah.
This will be like the first call to action I've ever done. I've never done that before.